Hi, I am Dzunisani praise Ngobeni, and yeah, Tabang like as corrupting virgins. Where do we start? Wow, I think a lot of writers are willing to tell us what we want to hear, the popular voice, the popular opinion, but very few writers and artists are willing to tell us what we need to hear, and Taban goes there, you know. I think he's very brave and it's very courageous of him. I take my hat off. So, some of the resounding themes in the book are the theme of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, purity of heart. And these are things that we've let go by the wayside. And I think anybody of substance has these philosophical principles as their foundation and also as the pillars of their character. And I think we need to revisit what builds our society and the things that we want to build the family on and the things that we want our people to hold as values. In terms of the book's style, I loved it. I loved the style of the book. If I was to place him on a bookshelf, I'd place him between C.S. Lewis and John Bunyan. The book takes on that style. What I love about it also is that he's got a very distinct African voice to it, and it's quite rare to find an African narrative in literature nowadays. What he does with it is that he calls Virgin Vui's father old husband father, and the mother is old wife mother, and that's how we relate to each other in the African sense, like mantongo, manhulu, older mother, younger mother. And I loved how he incorporated that in the naming of his characters. But then he takes it a stretch further and he names the other characters in the book according to the societal issue that they address. So he'll call someone know it all, or he'll call them respectful woman, or loving man, or beggar boy. I found that to be actually really, really smart. The book keeps you on edge. You are always wondering where they're going next, what's going to happen the next coach, who are they going to meet, how are they going to, will they get through it, how are they going to get through it, what is the pouch going to say, how are they going to respond, which version is going to fall for the trap next. So it does keep you on edge, but it also reminds us of the daily mundane things that we take for granted that have eternal repercussions in our lives. He takes simple principles in life and then he puts them on a bigger canvas and he says, this is what this really is. Yeah. And then personally, every time I've picked up the book, it's really altered me. The first time I picked it up, I wasn't doing so well. I read the book and I thought, wow, the light went on. Then the next time I read the book, it's actually quite now in my mid-20s where I've been trying to figure out where to go from here. Life, the world is your oyster and life is just bursting open. But what do you do with all of this life in this world that is your oyster? And the principles in this book are quite firm in affirming who we are inside, but also guiding us further. And something else that's also quite interesting with the book is that he writes it from a point of what has happened, what is happening, and what could possibly happen if we keep the way we are going as humanity and in our societies. It's quite futuristic and in a sense even transcendent. It's that poignant, and I think it would be very wise for us to heed the counsel in the book. I think anybody should read this book. Everybody should read it. From the young teenager who's asking themselves, "Who am I? What am I here to do?" To the young adult who says, "Okay, where to from here? How do we get to our destiny? How do we meet this thing?" To the older person who might be asking, "How do we guide the younger ones?" I would literally recommend it to anybody and everybody, even groups, to read it as a as a book study for a group, it would blow your mind. It really would. So, if you are looking for wisdom, knowledge, understanding, if you are looking for a book with substance, a book that builds character, but is also entertaining and also very well written, get Corrupting Virgins.